Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another video. David here, and today we are going to talk about Atlus in 2022. There's a lot to talk about, so let me just get right into it. So we have the Persona 25th anniversary this year that I want to talk about. Of course, the celebration started in September of last year. There's also the SMT 30th anniversary that a lot of you don't talk about for some reason, but this is going to start at some point. The 25th was in 2017. 2022 is the 30th, and I do think there will be some type of celebration at some point for SMT, so we'll talk about it as well, and I have some more topics to talk about too. So of course we're going to talk Re-Fantasy, the 13 Sentinels port and all of that, but I want to predict what's going to happen in terms of game releases and game announcements for Atlus in 2022. So let's get right into it. So I do want to start with Re-Fantasy. Now Re-Fantasy has been in the news lately. We talked about it with the Famitsu interview in 2022, and that for the last 2 years, they've been teasing Re-Fantasy. The game was announced 5 years ago, and we haven't seen anything but concept art and some type of concept trailer as well. So it's been a really long time since we had news for Re-Fantasy. For the last 2 years, they promised that we would get news in the same year. In 2019, they said look forward to some news in 2020. In 2020, they said look forward to some news in 2021, but it was just pure silence. 5 years of development, they have something to show. They have to have something to show for sure. And I think we're going to see a lot of Re-Fantasy this year. I think the pandemic absolutely hurt the team at Atlus, and I think that's potentially the reason why they promised for 2 years in a row that we would get news, and it was silence for 2 years in a row. So I fully expect a blowout of information in terms of Re-Fantasy. I think we may see a lot of info throughout the year. I don't really know how they're going to show it though. That's the interesting part. Is it going to be during some type of Sony State of Play? Are they going to wait until Tokyo Game Show? I'm a little confused, so drop a comment below and let me know when do you think we'll see Re-Fantasy, if you think we'll see it, that is. But I think it's a certainty at this point. I really do think Re-Fantasy will make it this year. Go ahead and call me a dumbass with actual expectations, I don't mind, but I really do think Re-Fantasy will be happening this year. It may even release this year potentially. Now, don't get your hopes up. It's pure silence. It's not like Atlus to just announce a game early in a year and release it on the same year, especially not a brand new project. So take this with a grain of salt. Random prediction, out of the blue prediction. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is because if you watch the news episode at the beginning of the year, when we got the developers' comments in Famitsu for 2022, a lot of developers said, we're hoping to release a pillar title in 2022. And when you look at what Atlus has in store, or at least what's in development, I have no idea what a pillar game could be other than Re-Fantasy, a brand new IP from a brand new studio at Atlus. This sounds like a pillar game, and they want to release a pillar game in 2022. But what else do they have? A surprise? Potentially. There's that Project Pen thingy that they're working on. This is potentially the pillar game that they're talking about. Is it Re-Fantasy? Is it some type of Persona game? I don't think so. They're not in any way, shape, or form going to release P6 this year, and they're talking about releasing a pillar game. SMT, I think there's a lot of stuff for SMT, but a pillar game, I don't know. So I think it may be crazy, but I think it has a shot of releasing in 2022 late in the year, or at least maybe that's what they're aiming for, but it's gonna get delayed. Hell, one thing's for sure, we're gonna get info for Re-Fantasy, and that's exciting to me. Now, other than that, there is, of course, the Shin Megami Tensei's 30th anniversary. It's not started yet. It will start at some point. Atlus will 100% acknowledge it. They did it for the 25th, and SMT's now, after seeing the massive success of Shin Megami Tensei 5, I fully expect Atlus to acknowledge the 30th. I think we're going to get some great merch. We're going to get some great projects as well, and that's what I want to get into. Now, let me start with my pick that I've been talking about for over a year at this point. Nocturne HD Remastered, released in 2020, late 2020 in Japan, did very well sales-wise. It sold extremely well. Of course, there's issue with the actual release, but it still did very well. They put all the Nocturne models in the game. They added voice acting, a couple of other additions to make it a new product to the market. It sold well. What games in the SMT series, or at least in the Megami Tensei universe, is using the same models as Nocturne and is running on the same engine as Nocturne? That would be Digital Devil Saga 1 and 2. So yes, I fully expect the big 30th anniversary project to be Digital Devil Saga 1 and 2 HD Remastered. they would be able to sell DDS 1 and 2 for $50, just like they did Nocturne, and it would be 2 game. Why are you saying? It's simply because the most expensive thing that they did with Nocturne is not to port it to Unity. That's not it. It's the voice acting. Now, if you play DDS 1 and 2, you know that the games are already fully voiced. So all they would have to do is to take all those Unity models that they ported in Unity because of Nocturne HD, put the newer ones from DDS that aren't in Nocturne in there as well, so sell both games for $50. You don't even have to put any type of new content, and it would do really well. I fully expect DDS 1 and 2 HD remaster to happen at some point, and this sounds like a 30th anniversary of SMT project to me, so I fully expect it. Of course, it would be PC, Switch, and PlayStation. I expect it, and I hope it happens. That would be great. Other than that, of course, there's the infamous Shin Megami Tensei 1 port that they could do. SMT1 is one of the rare older games in the Atlus catalog that was localized already with the iOS version of the game. It's fully translated and it was localized before, so all they have to do is to take that version that is already ported to Switch Online in Japan, and put the translation from the iOS game in there. They could do that as well for the 30th. Is that as likely? I'm not sure. I don't know how much they want to go back to those games, but I sure hope it happens because SMT1's great. I played it for the first time last year and I loved it. So I hope SMT1 comes with the 30th as well for SMT. But once again, keep your expectations in check. This is just pure speculation. And finally, there's of course another thing that they could do, being a sequel to Shin Megami Tensei 5. I'm not talking about the brand new numbered mainline installment, SMT6. I'm talking about a potential SMT5 final, SMT5 Apocalypse, probably with another name. I think it could happen simply because they took all those years, we're talking 5 years plus, to develop and to construct that engine that SMT5 is running on. That great engine that makes those models, those demon models, look so great on the Switch. It runs really well on such weak hardware, so I fully expect Atlus to take advantage of those models, of that great engine that they have, and to do something else with it. So yes, I expect them to do a sequel to Shin Megami Tensei 5. They would be able to reuse all the models, put some new ones in there as well, make a new story, and that would be it. So obviously it would require way less effort than to just build the engine from the ground up. And believe me when I say that, there's no way in hell they're just not going to take advantage of all that work that they put into the Switch version of Shin Megami Tensei 5, especially since it did so well. If you didn't watch my latest news episode, we mentioned how SMT5 is already the best-selling game in the Shin Megami Tensei series, selling 800,000 copies, which is completely insane. It outsold the best-selling mainline SMT game in the span of 2 months, so there's no way in hell they're not going to take advantage of this. Now, is it going to happen in 2022? I think a reveal for that sequel will happen in 2022, potentially, but I don't think it's going to drop in 2022. Still, a reveal would be insanely exciting to me, so I expect that as well. Of course, there's the PC port of Shin Megami Tensei 5 that was rumored a couple of months back. It was in the NVIDIA leak as well, so I do think this is a potential 30th anniversary of SMT project. All of that to say, I'm really excited for the 30th of SMT. I think there's a lot of great stuff in the works. Now, of course, there's also the Persona 25th anniversary, which is currently going on, and it's really exciting. They're doing cool things. Now, they certainly did, but now it's getting excited. Of course, during the Game Awards in December, so last month, they revealed that Persona 4 Arena Ultimax is coming to PC, Switch, and PlayStation 4 in March of 2022, and that got people all excited. I also talked about Persona 4 Golden coming to consoles, which I do think this is 100% going to happen at some point, and we have that whole theory going around that potentially we're going to get the Midnight Channel collection dropping on consoles next year, being of Persona 4 Arena Ultimax and Persona 4 Golden. So the February announcement, is it P4G being available for consoles as well, potentially with some type of package deal that you could get for both Arena Ultimax and P4G on consoles? That certainly is a strong possibility in my opinion, but if it's not it, P4G is still coming to console. It is, but it's going to be later. So it's one of the two. Now, in terms of other rumors, there is of course Persona 3 potentially getting a port. I think it's going to get a port to PC, that is for sure, potentially consoles as well. But in terms of what version of the game, that's the most exciting thing, because a lot of rumors mentioned portable. And I can kind of see it happen because that's the game with the most content. There's not FES in there, but there's the brand new route with the female main character route, and it would require way less work to just port portable than to put the portable content in an FES version of the game. So my two bets are they are either porting portable completely to consoles and PC, just straight up a port with nothing, or they go the P3 FES route, they forget about the female main character route, and they add party control. It's one of the two. I'm curious though. You guys drop a comment below and let me know, what would you prefer, a P3 straight port or an FES port in HD with party control? Let me know what you think. And of course, the final thing that I think they could do for the 25th, and I think they're gonna end the anniversary with that, is a Persona 6 reveal. Is it gonna be a massive gameplay trailer with all the code, the social links being shown and all of that? Of course not. But we're gonna get some type of 5 Chairs trailer. Now, if you were there since day one for Persona 5, you do know that the game was revealed way too early. There was the 5 chairs with a red background, Persona 5. That's all it was. Well, I expect this type of reveal for Persona 6 to be going down during the 25th. I fully expect it, and that is going down this year. So there's a lot of exciting stuff coming for Atlus in 2022. I hope you guys are excited. Drop a comment below and let me know what are your predictions, whether you agree with mine or not. It's fine. Let's have a civil discussion in the comment sections below. And if you enjoyed the video, quick thumbs up really helps. And if you want to stay up to date on any type of news in terms of Atlus, Shin Megami Tensei, and Persona, you are at the right place. Make sure to subscribe, ring the notification bell, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.